Hello, friends, and thank you as always for visiting the Legend Sports Universe YouTube channel, Legend Sports Universe, where legends play forever. The Franchise Stars Baseball League has a little more than 2 weeks remaining in year 4 of the FSBL, and we come to you live from Shea Stadium in Flushing, New York for an NL East matchup as the Atlanta Braves visit the New York Mets. The Braves have struggled here in the start of September, 3-8 in the beginning of the month. That has allowed the Mets to close the gap a little bit. The Mets have gotten themselves into the second wild card spot. They're trying to chase down Atlanta while holding off the squad behind them. The Dodgers, the Pirates, the Diamondbacks, the Brewers. The NL Central matchup also plays a huge role in that, but we'll get to that. Right now, our focus is here on the Mets and Braves and the wild card situation. Recently recalled Jerry Koosman, who had a miserable start to the season, was sent down to the minors, incredibly, after 3 very strong seasons here for New York. Koosman now recalled he was pitching well in AAA. He's won both of his decisions since returning to the big club. He will open things up here against Ronald Acuna Jr., batting .313. We get underway from Shea. A first pitch fastball is up high.
110.
This National League playoff picture has become very, very interesting, largely because of the 3-way tie atop the NL Central that's been kind of going back and forth for the past few weeks now, and the Cardinals' resurgence, helped by the mediocrity of that division, where everybody's right around 500. But the Cardinals are suddenly back in the playoff picture. They're closer to the division race there than they are to the wild card picture, but the Cardinals have played very good baseball to get into the midst of things. So we've got 4 teams in the National League Central. The Braves have held the first wild card pretty securely for much of the season as Koosman walks Acuna to get things started here. Bringing up Rico Carty. Carty batting .315. Carty's had a very nice rookie season. He's pretty much become the everyday guy out there in left. 10 homers, 40 RBIs for Rico. The Diamondbacks, pitching has carried them. They held the second wild card spot for much of this season to this point. Carty had a pair of homers and 5 RBIs in yesterday's win. These 2 games have split the first 2 games of this 3-game series. So you've got 6 teams battling basically for one last playoff spot. I mean, the Braves have fallen back to the pack enough here. The Braves are no longer secured of anything. Rico Carty is secured here of at least a double, though. Acuna will come around to score. Carty heads into second easily, and 2 batters in. The Braves have a 1-0 lead. 12th double of the season for Carty. So Atlanta off to a good start. Yeah, we talked about Koosman. Koosman had just misery throughout the first half of the season. Couldn't get it going. They sent him down. They called up Al Leiter. Leiter pitched well for a while, but Leiter had started to cool off a little bit. Koosman has the experience of having been in pennant races, making the playoffs with this Mets squad. So they inserted Koosman back into the rotation as Wally Berger steps in. 5th in the National League in homers with 34. Very good season for Berger. This Braves offense has suddenly become a very solid one after 3 years of the lack of offense killing. Fastball there at the top of the zone. It's 1-2. Again, Koosman has won his, actually it's 3. It's 3-0 since returning from the minors. One of those wasn't a great outing, but he also had a shutout in the midst of that. Actually shut out the Phillies at the start of the month. Of course, the Phillies and the Giants are locked in, playoff-wise. And again, the Braves have been in control of this wild card spot. The Braves have played very good baseball for the majority of the season. They just couldn't gain on the Phillies, who may well be the best team in. The A's have the better record. But the Phillies have a vibe to them this year. The offense has been solid. Their pitching has just been exceptional. Again, we thought the Phillies would knock off the Giants a year ago, and then they never got the chance because the Dodgers kicked off the Phillies. Giants, of course, went on to win their second consecutive FSBL World Series crown. Full count here as Koosman works to Berger. Cardi on second. Braves already have a run in, and the changeup misses outside for ball 4. So Koosman has issued 2 walks and a double to the first 3 men to face him here. And now here's the red-hot Dale Murphy. Murphy has blossomed into the player the Braves have been hoping for. He came close last year. He's taken another step forward this year. Lines that one foul to left. Counts 0-1. Murph batting .280. 29 homers, I believe. Break the ball outside. They haven't shown us the stat placard for Murphy. I apologize for that. Fired whoever is working out in the truck today. 1-1 offering from Koosman. Murphy fouls it off. John Smoltz will be on the hill for the Braves. Smoltz not quite to his usual level this year, but still solid. 1-2 pitch from Koosman. Fastball misses up high. And Koosman has been a very good starter for the Mets for the last 3 seasons, first 3 years of the FSBL, but he just could not get it on track through the first 2 months of this season. The Mets sent him down to try to figure things out. Murphy hits this one deep to left center. Beltran going back, hits the wall and makes the grab. Oh, terrific play, Carlos Beltran. Cardi will tag up and go to third, but Carlos Beltran saves a pair of runs there. Terrific play to rob Dale Murphy. Your Braves lineup: Acuna, Cardi, and Berger, Murphy, Horner, Cuccinello, Crandall, Frazier, and Simmons. That'll bring up Bob Horner. Horner batting .243. Fastball, gets a generous call there on the inside edge. Oh, looks like it moved Horner off of his proper number. Not wearing 9. Bet that's what if I remember Braves numbers right, I bet that's what when Ron Gant got promoted, I bet that's what knocked Horner off. We'll fix that after the game. We're not going to, can't worry about it now, not restarting the game because the uniform number is off. But we'll fix that. I wish the game didn't do that. The guy who's on the Major League roster should always hold his number. Like, I should have to manually change that instead of a guy getting called up and bumping a guy who's already on the roster off of his number. It just makes the number stuff a bit of a pain in the ass to keep up on. Good high fastball there from Koosman. Horner swings and misses, 2 away. Koosman, 27 pitches so far in this laborer's first inning, but if he can hold it to a run, you'll feel pretty good about that. So here's Cuccinello. Cuccinello, mid-season, was just scalding the baseball. He's got a career-high 22 homers, 67 RBIs, a career best as well. That average now down to 254. But Cuccinello had a big-time power surge. I guess that was in May and June. He puts this one past Hojo in the left. That'll bring home Cardi. It's an RBI single for Tony Cuccinello, and the Braves have taken a 2-0 lead here in the top of the first.
The catcher, number 1.
That's going to be frustrating for Koosman. You got the great play from Beltran. Then he fanned Horner. He was an out away from limiting the damage to the 1 run. Instead, 2 in, 2 on, 2 outs. Here's Del Crandall. Crandall batting .254. Ground ball. Diving stop by Lindor. Oh, nice play. Flips to Alfonso to get the out, and the side is retired. So the Mets get a couple of wet gems, but the Braves get a couple of runs. We'll head to the bottom of the first here at Shea. Braves 2, Mets coming up. On the hill for Atlanta, John Smoltz, 9-9, a 3.74 earned run average. Bit of a weird year here for Smoltz. He's given up significantly more hits than he usually gives up, and his strikeout numbers also a little bit down from usual. Again, 9-9, 3.74, certainly not a poor season, but not a season at the level that Smoltz has been accustomed to. Here's Jose Reyes. Reyes, the designated hitter for the Mets, batting .269. First pitch from Smoltz is a fastball at the knees for strike one. Reyes slaps that one down to third. It's picked by Frazier. Throws over to first. There's one away.
Batting second, not shortstop.
Mets lineup: Reyes, Lindor, and Beltran. Strawberry, Johnson, and Cespedes. Alfonso, Alonso, and Joe Ferguson. Joe Ferguson struggling mightily at the plate. He's down to .216. Here's Francisco Lindor. Lindor batting .288. Slider off the plate for ball one. 19 homers, 58 RBIs. Lindor got an all-star nod this year in the National League. Smoltz delivers. Fly ball to left, slicing. McCarty is there. Puts it away for the second out of the inning.
Batting third, the center fielder, Carlos.
So that'll bring up Carlos Beltran. It has not been a good year for Carlos. Only batting .241. 20 homers, 56 RBIs. Been a weird season for these Mets. Fastball in there for a called strike. They as a team, they had a terrible first half of the season. Only exception was the scorching hot Darryl Strawberry. Really, but now some guys have come on, some guys have cooled off. Pete Alonso hitting for power, but the average is down here in his sophomore campaign. But Beltran has been a horse for these Mets for the first 3 years of the FSBL. Good pitch there from Smoltz. I'm not sure where that was, but Beltran is glad he wasn't rung up. Kind of looked like he was expecting to be rung up there. That's a good pitch from Smoltz. Doesn't get the call. The count goes to 2-2. Fastball misses inside, 3-2. Here you see Strawberry still batting .304. Full count as Smoltz works to Beltran. High fly ball. That's hit pretty well to right center. Murphy going towards the gap. Still going, and he tracks it down. Murphy has stepped from the wall, bumps into the wall after he makes the grab. Nice play, Dale Murphy, to rob Carlos Beltran, who had done the same to him. We'll head to the top of the second. Braves 2, Mets nothing here at Shea. So here's Todd Frazier. Frazier came over during the season trade. .267, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. Hitting .225 at home this year, .297 on the road. Koosman labored through a 30-pitch first inning. He's going to try to get himself on track here in the top of the second. 7 ribbies for Frazier in his last 10 games. Fastball swung on and missed. The Braves appear to have moved on from Ezra Sutton as a third base option. Against right-handers, Horner plays third, Frazier sits. Boog Powell, acquired from the Orioles last offseason, plays first. Frazier gives them a good solid glove down there. Two-one fastball at the knees for a called strike. Koosman gets a sign from Ferguson. 2-2 offering. Frazier shoots one through the hole on the right side. It's a base hit to start off the top of the second for Todd Frazier and Jerry Koosman. Looking like early season Koosman here to this point. And he's pitched very well since coming back up from the minors with the September 1st call-ups. Here's Andrelton Simmons. Simmons batting .280. Changeup misses inside. Simmons, the National League Gold Glove winner a year ago. Fastball misses inside, 2-0. Frazier, not much of a base running threat at first. Simmons skies it to right. Strawberry eases under it, puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting, right fielder, Ronald Jr.
So, that will turn the order over. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. Walked his first time up. 29 homers, 65 RBIs for Acuna on the year. Batting .313. Fouls that one off. From the set, takes a peek over at first and delivers good low and away fastball from Koosman. He's ahead of Acuna 0-2. Fastball misses down and away. One and two the count. Ground ball, hit. Johnson to second for 1. Alfonso turns, 5-4-3 double play, and the side is retired. So, a much smoother run there for Koosman in the second. Helped out by the double play ball, a pitcher's best friend. We'll head to the bottom of the second here at Shea. Braves 2, Mets nothing. So here's Darryl Strawberry, 304, 28 homers, 76 runs batted in. Darryl among the OPS leaders in the NL. He's had a very strong season. First pitch swinging there. Yanks that Smoltz fastball hard but foul. Darryl's been the Mets' best offensive player this season. Fastball. This is up high. 1-1 offering. Good slider there from Smoltz. Pulled Strawberry badly. And the count goes to 1-2. Fastball away. Swung on and missed. Down goes Darryl. Smoltz paints the black on the outside corner for his first strikeout. And there's one away here in the bottom of the second. Good sequence there from Smoltz. Never came down and into Darryl. Here's Howard Johnson. Johnson batting .253. Hojo ceded his number 20 to Pete Alonso. That's why Hojo was wearing 21. Fastball in for a called strike. One offering. Fastball misses up and high. Two and one the count. Smoltz deals. Johnson pops it up. Frazier is underneath it. Puts it away for out number 2.
Batting 6, the left fielder, number 52.
So 2 down. Here's Cespedes. 285, 28 homers, 66 runs batted in. For the rookie left fielder, it's been a fine opening season for Cespedes. And the Mets some stability in left field. Slider misses inside. Randall wants this one up. Gets it. Fastball at the top of the zone for strike one. Smoltz rocks and delivers. Good slider there, and Smoltz is ahead 1-2. Rocks and fires. Cespedes lines this one to right, and that's going to be a base hit. Pitch out a bit. I think Smoltz probably wanted it a little bit further away. Cespedes lines it in the right field for a 2-out single. So that'll bring up Edgardo Alfonzo. Alfonzo is powered up a little bit this year. He sacrificed some average, though. Alfonzo only batting .251. Slider misses down and away. 23 homers. That's a career high for Fonzo. 56 RBIs. He's usually up in that 280 to 300 range over the first 3 years of the FSBL. Ground ball up the middle, not hit hard. Simmons dives, nice play. Andrelton Simmons flips the Cuccinello for the fourth. The reigning Gold Glove winner flashes some leather there to get Smoltz and the Braves out of the inning. We've seen some quality defense here from both sides over the first couple. We head to the top of the third, 2-0 Braves. Here's Rico Carty. Carty hit an RBI double his first time up. He later scored on the Murphy sacrifice fly after Beltran robbed Murphy the extra base hit. Carty, high curveball there from Koosman. Carty hits that ball hard but foul. You see, Brewers have fallen off a little bit in that NL Central race. Cubs and Pirates still duking it out along the top there. There are the Cardinals lurking 4.5 back. And time getting short. We're just a tick over 2 weeks remaining in the season. So what we will do is we'll do the NL and AL game of the week for this week and next weekend. And then the final full week of the season, we're going to kind of go game by game based on relevant games. So we probably will have a few extra broadcasts during the course of that final week of the regular season to shore up the playoff picture. Fastball at the knee, strike 3 called. Good pitch from Koosman. Down goes Carty. Second strikeout for Koosman. There's one away. Here's Wally Berger. Berger walked his first time up. Berger DHing for Atlanta today. Curveball misses outside. Changeup misses away. It's 2-0. Koosman rocks and fires. Berger trying to tee one up on a 2-0 fastball, but swings and misses. Koosman came inside on it. Two and one the count. Koosman delivers. Good change up there. Gets Berger out in front. 2-2 pitch. Slider down and in. Berger gets a piece to fight it off. Koosman rocks and fires. High fastball. Berger fouls another one off. Ball misses inside. 3-2. And you see Dale Murphy in the on-deck circle. Murphy closing in on his first 100 RBI campaign. Change up, down and away. Berger fouls off another. 8 pitches so far in the at-bat here. Koosman and Berger locked in a battle here with one out in the top of the third. That one's pulled down to third. Howard Johnson has it. Slings it over to Alonso, and there's 2 away.
The center fielder, number 3, Dale Murphy.
So that'll bring up Dale Murphy. Murphy calling that a line out. I mean, he scorched that ball, but that was caught at the wall, crashing into the wall by Carlos Beltran. Fastball misses down low. You see Murph tied for 7th in the National League in runs batted in. That one. Couple hops down to first, not hit hard. Alonso will take it to the bag himself. And the side is retired, so Koosman seems to have settled in after a rough first inning. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Braves still lead the Mets 2-0. So here's Alonso. Alonso's sophomore campaign. He's kept up the power numbers, but the average has taken a bit of a nosedive. 227. 29 homers, 65 runs batted in. Smoltz. Fastball misses up high. Tapper out in front of the plate. Crandall pounces on it. Throws to first, and there's 1 away.
Batting ninth, the catcher, Ferguson.
So here's Joe Ferguson. We touched on Ferguson earlier on. He has struggled mightily here for the Mets. John Stearns has gotten the bulk of the playing time. Ferguson 216, 3 homers, 20 runs batted in. That's acquired Ferguson back in after year 1. He puts a good charge into this one, though, deep to right field. Acuna going back at the wall. It's out of here. Home run, Joe Ferguson. His 4th home run of the year. And the Mets are on the board. They've cut the deficit to 1. It's 2-1 Atlanta. 4th home run of the year for Joe Ferguson. And I already know our good friend Dwayne Martz, listening, knowing I was criticizing Ferguson, has to find it amusing. Because that's just kind of the way it works. Say a guy's doing badly, he does well. Say a guy's doing well, he screws up. That's just the way it happens in these broadcasts. Slider on the outside corner for strike 1. Reyes grounded out his first time up. Breaking ball inside, Reyes goes halfway there. That pitch actually hit Reyes after hitting the dirt, but Reyes had offered up at it. And the count is 0-2. Another breaking ball, Reyes up the middle. Simmons is going to have to hurry. Pitch it nicely, throws the first. He gets him by a step. Nicely done there, Andrelton Simmons. Reyes did not hit that ball hard. But a nice play by Andrelton Simmons to get the speedy Jose Reyes. 2 out. Here's Francisco Lindor. First pitch fastball misses up high. Lindor flew out his first time up. Smoltz rocks and fires. Lindor slices this one to left, slicing away from Cardi towards the line. It's got too much slice on it, and it goes foul. Count is 1-1. That fastball misses down low, 2-1 count. Splitter there from Smoltz. Lindor gets a piece to stay alive. Good splitter away there. Lindor flails at it, and the side is retired. So Joe Ferguson goes deep for the Mets to get them on the board. We're a third of the way through here at Shea. Braves 2, Mets 1. So here's Bob Horner. Horner struck out his first time up. 21 homers, 49 RBIs on the year for Horner. Horner was playing very well for a while. He's gone into a cold snap. He's seen that average fall to 242. And Horner, a great year one. Struggled mightily in year two. Had a mediocre year three and had a torrid start to this year. He ropes this one in the right. That's going to be a base hit in front of Strawberry. So it's a leadoff opposite field single for Bob Horner. Here's Cuccinello. Cuccinello had an RBI single his first time up that brought home the second Braves run in that first inning. Fastball is taken for a called strike. Another fastball in for another called strike, and the count goes to 0-2. Curveball down in the dirt. Ferguson blocks it. Horner's not going to try to go anywhere. 1-2 changeup down in the dirt as well. 2-2 the count. Fastball in there, called strike three. Down goes Cuccinello. Third strikeout for Koosman. There's one away.
Now batting, number one.
So here's Del Crandall. Crandall, 0 for 1. Good curveball from Koosman to start him off with a called strike. Crandall grounded out his first time up. Ball there is fouled off. Koosman ahead of Crandall, 0-2. Weakly grounded to short. Lindor charges, goes to second for the short one, on to first. Crandall will get down there just in time. He did not hit that ball hard. That's why Lindor took the shot at the double play there. They do get the lead runner. Crandall barely able to avoid the double play. 2 down. Here's Todd Frazier. Frazier pops this one up. Drifting towards the seats. How much? Nobody went for it. Ferguson never got up from behind the plate to pursue that one. I'm not sure he gets there. But Ferguson misread that ball. I don't think he knew where it was. Falls harmlessly in foul territory for a strike. It's 0-1. Fastball on the outside corner. And Frazier acquired from the Reds earlier on this year. High fastball chases that one well out of the zone. Koosman whiffs him. Fourth strikeout for Koosman. And the side is retired. We head to the bottom of the fourth here at Shea. Braves 2, Mets 1. So Smoltz gets ready to get to work, trying to shake off the Ferguson homer last inning, still dealing with a 2-1 lead. Here's the part of the Mets order, starting with Carlos Beltran. Beltran, as we mentioned, down year here in year 4. The National League has basically been the Phillies and Giants storming over the league. The Braves, up until this recent stretch, oh my goodness, Rico Cardi flashing the leather. We have seen some great defense early on in this ball game. Cardi robs Beltran of a base hit here. Terrific work from Rico Cardi. Barely gets that one before hitting the grass. And Beltran, who's had a frustrating season, is set aside, one away. Here's Darryl Strawberry. First pitch fastball is in for a called strike. Again, the National League has basically been the Phillies and Giants steamrolling. The Braves playing very well. Again, up until basically the end of August and start of this month. Braves have gone 3-8 entering today here in September. But then the rest of the National League has all been right around 500 or worse for the rest of the season. It's been a pretty significant split between the haves and have-nots here in the NL. Splitter away, Strawberry flails at it. Smoltz chewing him up. Third strikeout of the ball game for Johnny. Next game on the channel, the American League game of the week. We'll head to Minnesota for the Tigers and the Twins. The Tigers' lead has been cut down to a single game in that AL Central. Both of those teams will make the postseason. They've opened up a significant gap. The AL playoff picture is pretty much set as far as who the 5 teams are going to be. It's just a matter of seeding as far as the wild card spot in the AL Central title. Red Sox playing really well, though the Twins had played so well. The Twins had won 11 straight to close that gap on the Red Sox, who had seemingly locked up that first wild card position. But now the Twins have closed that on them to get within striking distance there. But the Twins want the division title. The Tigers have led that division pretty much all year on the strength of terrific pitching. And now the Tigers, with just devastating news a couple of days ago, their trade deadline acquisition of Andre Dawson from the Expos to kind of bolster that offense. And Dawson had done that since coming over. Dawson's provided pop for Detroit. Andre Dawson is done for the season. He broke his ankle days ago. He is out for the rest of the season in just a huge blow to the Detroit Tigers. Get back to that in a moment. Murphy tracks that one down in the gap to retire the side. We head to the 5th here at Shea. Smoltz and Koosman locked up. It's 2-1 Atlanta. Here's Andrelton Simmons. He is 0 for 1. Again, the issue there, yes, the Tigers are going to make the postseason. But the Tigers, as good as their pitching has been, as Simmons floats this one out to right. Strawberry gets there for out number 1. The issue for the Tigers was going to be that they were going to you're going to have to go through the Yankees or the A's, and honestly, as well as the Red Sox will play now, we're going to throw the Red Sox into that as well. You know, teams with superior offenses to the Tigers. Dawson was supposed to help kind of mitigate that a bit and at least close the gap a little bit. The Tigers are going to have to score runs to get past, you know, the Yankees and A's in particular, just as powerful as those two offenses are. You know, as good as the rookie Hal Newhouser has been, and Verlander and Lolich and Denny McClain as well. For the Tigers, there's Acuna, puts this one towards the gap in right center, but Beltran gets a good break on it for the second out of the inning. You're going to have to score runs at some point. You know, if those guys aren't going to blank the A's or blank the Yankees. You can hold those teams to a couple of runs, you're all right. But those teams can pitch as well. And the Tigers are going to have to score some runs. And the loss of Dawson, just a huge, huge blow to Detroit. Here's Cardi. He's 1 for 2. Also made a terrific catch in the last inning to rob Carlos Beltran out in left. Both of these teams have flashed some leather in this one. Terrific play from Beltran to rob Dale Murphy earlier on. Francisco Lindor made a nice play. And Simmons has made a terrific play. Cardi has as well. Only at the midway point of this ball game, but we have seen some fine leather flash in the first half of this one. Down in the dirt, Cardi fooled badly. Ferguson digs it out. Throws to first, and the side is retired. So Koosman has looked very good since that first inning. We're midway through here on a cloudy day at Shea. Braves 2, Mets 1, Cespedes, Alfonso, and Alonso coming up for New York. Magnus Cespedes singled his first time up. It's been a very solid rookie campaign for Cespedes. 287, 28 homers. Wait, I remember, man, when the Mets made that deal for Cespedes in 2015, when he came over at that trade deadline, the run that he went on at the end of that season was pretty ridiculous. It felt like the guy was hitting a home run every night, and just everything he was hitting was hit hard. He was just an unbelievable force at the end of that year. Slider misses away. It's 2-1. Smoltz delivers. Cespedes fouls it off. Two and two the count. Slider misses down low, and the count goes full. 3-2 offering. Smoltz to Cespedes. Line shot in the gap in left center. That's going to be extra bases. Cespedes around first. Murphy can't cut it off at the wall. Carty backs him up on it. Cespedes around second, but he'll hold there. Good job by Carty to back up Murphy there. Murphy tried to cut that ball off, and it had gotten past him. No harm, no foul, as Carty was right there to back it up. Murphy takes a little bit of a stumble. So Cespedes is 2 for 2. That'll bring up Edgardo Alfonso with the tying run on second.
13, second baseman, Edgardo Alfonso.
Fly ball. Alfonso hits it decently to right. Acuna makes the play. Cespedes is going to tag, and I think he caught Acuna off guard there. Acuna throws to the cutoff man. Cespedes not slow, but not fast. And that ball was not hit that deep. Acuna could have taken a crack at him. I think Acuna was a little bit surprised Cespedes tagged. So now the tying run is at third. Here's Alonso. He's 0 for 1. Splitter there is fouled off. Smoltz would love a strikeout of the polar bear here. And instead, Alonso cranks this one deep to left field, but he hooked it foul. Just a long, loud strike for Alonso. A little less than 8 feet from giving the Mets the lead. Instead, he's in an 0-2 hole. Splitter, he lays off. It's 1-2. Another splitter from Smoltz. That one down and away. Alonso lays off. 2-2 pitch. Fastball up and in. So Smoltz was ahead of Alonso 0-2. Now he's fallen to 3-2. Full count. To Pete with the tying run on third. See what Smoltz comes up with here. 3-2 offering. Fastball on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. Alonso started to pull the trigger. He laid off of it thinking it was inside. Instead, he's going to go back inside the dugout. 2 away. Here's Ferguson. Ferguson homered his last time up from the Mets long run. His 4th home run of the season. Fastball misses up high. Splitter off the plate. 2-0 the count. Ground ball, pulled foul. Smoltz delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. Put the straight cheddar there right past Ferguson. And the count goes to 2-2. Smoltz looking to get out of the jam and strand Cespedes at third. Slider misses away. Count goes full again. Jose Reyes waits in the on-deck circle. Smoltz delivers. Fastball misses inside. Tried the same sequence that he tried to Alonso. He locked up Alonso, but Ferguson lays off. This one just a bit inside. So now it's runners at the corners. Here's Reyes. He's grounded out twice. Smoltz fields. Splitter misses down and away. Another splitter. Smoltz leaning heavily on that one. That one up in the zone. That's not where he wanted it, but he gets a called strike. 1-1 the count. Splitter misses down and in. Two-one offering. Reyes puts it out in the center, but Murphy should get there, and he does. To retire the side. So Smoltz leaves Cespedes stranded at third. Braves hold on to the lead. We head to the sixth. It's still 2-1 Atlanta. The heart of the order coming up. So here's Wally Berger. Berger 0 for 1. He also walked back in that first inning.
Wally Berger.
Koosman had 79 pitches through 5. He threw 30 in the first inning. Braves got both their runs. Koosman has settled in nicely since then. Fastball barely misses. It's 2-0. Another fastball misses down low. 3-0 the count. Dale Murphy waits on deck. Koosman delivers in there for a called strike. One pitch. Fouled off, and the count goes full. Here's the 3-2 offer. Berger line shot out to center. That's going to be a base hit. It's down in front of Beltran, but it's a leadoff single in the top of the sixth for Wally Berger.
Now batting, the center fielder, Dale Murphy.
So that'll bring up Murphy. Murphy is 0 for 2. Curveball. This is down and away. It's 1-0. High pop-up, shallow center. Lindor's going out. Beltran was playing way out there, but Lindor will have no problem getting under this one. Snap throw over to first. Tries to catch Berger napping, getting back to first base. But he's back in time. 1 away. So here's Horner. He's 1 for 2. He singled his last time up. Fastball misses away. Horner pulls that one hard with foul. One offering. Puts this one out to center. That's falling quickly. That's going to get in. Blue base hit for Horner. Runner tries to go to third. Beltran's throw is in time. So Berger tries to go first to third on the bloop. Beltran throws a strike. Would like to see a little bit earlier than that if Berger hesitated at all. Berger does not run that well, and that ball had a shot at being caught. Got to think that Berger may have held up a little bit. Again, Beltran was playing way out in center. So Horner is on with the blue. The Braves essentially trade runners there. 2 down. Here's Cuccinello. He's 1 for 2. Pulls that one foul. Fastball misses down low. Zach Wheeler, recently called up from the minors, the right-hander. Jay So, another right-hander, also throwing out in the Mets bullpen. The Mets bullpen, when they were struggling earlier on this year, the Mets bullpen was a huge reason why. But pitching has been the Mets calling card, and the Mets staff ERA this year is up over 4. And the bullpen has been a big part of that for much of the season. Pedro Feliciano and Jesse Orozco were the only relievers the Mets could count on. Koosman picks up the strikeout to get out of the rest of the inning. We'll head to the bottom of 6. Lindor, Beltran, and Strawberry due up for New York. Here's Lindor. He's 0 for 2. He is struck out and blown out.
Not shortstop, number 12.
Fastball misses up high. Ball there is pulled foul. It's 1-1. Rocks and fire. That one sliced the other way. That's going to get down. That's going to get extra bases. Lindor around first. Hardy goes and gets it in the corner. Lindor will pull into second with a lead-off double here in the bottom of the 6th. 38th double of the season for Francisco Lindor. That one slicing well away from him. Now here's Beltran. Beltran's 0 for 2. Fastball misses down low. Beltran is blown out twice. One of those a robbery by Rico Cardi. Shot down to second. Cuccinello retires Beltran, but that'll move Lindor over to third. Of course, Beltran in an RBI position there, but at least he gets the productive out. One away. Here's Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry 0 for 2. Smoltz has whiffed him twice. And the Mets had a chance with the tying run on third an inning ago, and Cespedes got stranded there. Now they have Lindor there with Strawberry up at the plate. Fastball misses up high. It's 1-0. Fastball misses down and in 2-0 count. Smoltz working a little bit carefully here to Darryl. 2-0 pitch, good. Two-seamer there. Strawberry swings and misses. 2-1 offering. Curveball in the dirt, blocked nicely there by Crandall. Throws down to third. No real shot at Lindor there. Tracked that ball well. 3-1 the count. Here is Smoltz works to Strawberry. Fastball misses up high, ball 4. So now Strawberry on first. Lindor at third. Tying at third, lead run at first. Here's Howard Johnson. Johnson is 0 for 2. He has flown out and popped out. Smoltz up against it here. Fly ball left field. Slicing, that's going to get out of play for strike 1. Good curveball from Smoltz as he's ahead of Hojo 0-2. Strikeout would be huge here for John Smoltz. 0-2 offering. Comes inside with the slider. Misses. It's 1-2. delivers again. Fastball off the plate. 2-2. We're out here at Shea buzzing. Smoltz delivers. Johnson up the middle. He hits it off Smoltz. Lindor's going to score. They're not going to have a play. Everybody's safe. Johnson puts it back up the middle. It hits off John Smoltz. We'll see the replay here. Right off the foot of Smoltz. Rolls away from him. Strawberry coasts into second. Johnson beats it out to first. Lindor scores. Smoltz shakes off the trainer. It's a 2-2 ball game, and here's Cespedes. He's 2 for 2 on the day. 2's all over the place. 2-2 ball game, 2 for 2 for Cespedes. One and 0 the count. Fastball was in there for a called strike. Harry Lightenberg and Rick Camp, a pair of right-handers, have started throwing in the Braves bullpen. All the left, Cespedes gets a hold of this one. 3-run homer, Yoenis Cespedes, his 29th of the season, and the Mets have come through with 4 runs in the bottom of the 6th to take a 5-2 lead over Atlanta. Cespedes 3 for 3. Tees off there. And you got to wonder if that Johnson shot that hit off Smoltz had gotten through. If Simmons would have gotten to that, and that might have been a double play ball. Hojo runs well. But sometimes the luck is against you. Double play ball would have gotten him out of the inning. Instead, John Smoltz is out of the game. 5-2 Mets here in the bottom of the 6th.
Your attention, please.
So Rick Camp gets the call. Camp 7-4, an even 4 earned run average in 54 appearances on the season. Camp talking things over with Crandall. He'll finish up his warm-up pitches and work to Edgardo Alfonzo. Alfonzo is 0 for 2.
The second baseman, Edgardo Alfonzo.
Slider there, misses out of the zone. 1-0 the count. So the Mets have struck before here in the bottom of the 6th. Braves a 3.5 game lead over the Mets for the top wild card spot. Mets trying to put a dent in that down this home stretch of the season. One offering from Camp to Alfonzo. Change up at the knees for strike 2. One-two pitch. Slider misses away. Two and 2 the count. Ground ball at the middle. That's going to be a base hit for Alfonzo. So the Mets with a big 6th inning here. Hoping to tack on a little bit more. 4 runs in. And that'll bring up Alonso. He's 0 for 2. Fly ball. Left field. Hooking. Foul and out of play. 0-1 the count. Camp delivers. Slider misses away. It's 1-1. Center down and in. Swung on and missed. 1-2 the count. Camp would love a ground ball here from Alonso. 1-2 pitch. Alonso tries to hold up. They say he did, and the count goes to 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Alonso, high fly ball to center, pretty deep. Murphy's going back. Looks like he's got a play, and he does. Deep drive to the edge of the warning track from Alonso, but Murphy tracks it down for the second out.
The catcher, Joe.
So 2 away. Here's Ferguson. Ferguson hit his 4th home run of the season back in the 3rd. Slider down in the zone, but got a bit too much plate, and Ferguson shot it over the wall and right. Also walked. Slider there. Ferguson fouls it up. Ball misses down and away. One and one the count. Ferguson fouls that one off. It's 1-2. The pitch. Ferguson fly ball to left. Carty is camped out waiting for it. Puts it away. And the side is retired. But the Mets strike for 4. Yoenis Cespedes for the Mets, not the Braves. A 3-run jack, the big blow of the inning. We head to the 7th here at Shea. It's 5-2 New York. So here's Del Crandall. Crandall is grounded out. Both times up. Jerry Koosman at 95 pitches through 6. He allowed those 2 runs in the first, a laborious 30-pitch inning. Koosman has been terrific since then. Fastball in for a called strike. Fly ball out to left. Cespedes drifts over. He's got it. Puts it away for out number 1.
The batter, the 3rd baseman, Todd Frazier.
So here's Frazier. He's 1 for 2. He's singled back in the 2nd. Braves an all right-handed lineup against the lefty Koosman. Fastball misses up high. Curveball. Anthony is at 1-1. Frazier does not seem to agree with the call. Shot to short, right at Lindor. Gobbles it up, throws the first, and there's 2 away. 5 pitches, 2 outs in the top of the 7th for Koosman. That's exactly what he's drawn up. That'll bring up Andrelton Simmons. Simmons is 0 for 2. He's flown out twice. Koosman rocks and fires. Pitch fastballs in for a called strike. Breaking ball swung on and missed, and the count goes to 0-2. Rocks and fires. Fastball up and in on the inside corner. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Down goes Simmons. And Koosman gets the side in order in the top of the 7th. 7th inning stretch time in New York. Big performance from Jerry Koosman. Mets lead it 5-2. So Camp, let me see. Let's check out that Braves bullpen. I mean, Camp did fine. Got Lightenberg, Pat Jarvis. Jarvis hasn't been great though. Reitenberg has been okay. I'm gonna give Camp a base runner here. 3 switch hitters up here for the Mets. Lindor works against righties. I mean, they really don't have a lefty other than Sean Newcomb anyway. Reyes works against righties. Lindor works against lefties. Beltran's works against lefties. I'm gonna sit Jarvis down. Actually, I'm gonna get Newcomb throwing. But we're going to let Camp start the inning here. We'll give Camp a base runner, I think. So here's Reyes. Reyes is 0 for 3. Line shot. Out to short. Simmons is there, though, on the outfield grass. Puts it away for out number 1.
Now batting, number 12.
Here's Francisco Lindor. Lindor 1 for 3, doubled and scored. Scored on the Howard Johnson comebacker that hit off John Smoltz's foot, possibly preventing a double play. Bit of a tough luck break there. I'm not sure that Simmons would have gotten that, and there's no guarantee they would have gotten Johnson. Again, Hojo runs well. But right up the middle, Simmons would have, if he had fielded it, he would have been right behind the bag. Probably shading up the middle a little bit. The lefty batter, the runner on first. Strawberry was at first there. Hojo a full hitter. Simmons was probably shaded that way anyway. So a bit of a tough break there for Smoltz. The Mets made the most of it. Change up a call and strike. It's 1-2. Ground ball to second, right at Cuccinello. Throws to first, and quickly there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Up next in that, the 7th fielder, Carlos Beltran.
So here's Beltran. Beltran's 0 for 3. Rounded out back in the 6th. Camp delivers. Curveball down low. Boxing vibes. And Beltran deep to right field. If it's fair, it's gone, and it's out of here. Home run, Carlos Beltran. He got all of that one. His 21st home run of the season, and the Mets extend the lead to 6-2. Talked a couple of times during this game. It has been a down year offensively for Carlos Beltran. But he launches this one out to right field, and the Mets pad the lead. It's 6-2 New York. Just inside the pole off the facade of the second deck.
The right fielder, number 18.
All right, give him a first pitch here. But, all right, even though that's a strike, I'm going to go to Newcomb here because I meant to do that after the base runner. With the lefty, and Hojo is much worse against lefties also. Oh, it's sat. It's sat Newcomb. All right, let's see what shape Sean Newcomb is. All right, we're going to do a mound visit here and see if we can get Newcomb to halfway. We'll bring Newcomb in. All right. Still gets his feet warm-up pitches, so he'll get closer. Put Newcomb
Your
in
attention,
anyway here.
please. Now pitching for
Sean Newcomb on the year, 1-3 at 2.95 earned run average. He's held lefties to a 209 batting average in those 21 appearances. Again, the team had traded Mike Remlinger last offseason to bring in Boog Powell. A trade that has definitely helped both teams. 0-1 here as Newcomb works to Strawberry. Strawberry shoots one the other way against the shift, but a nice pick at third by Frazier. Throw to first, but Darrell's going to beat it out. Infield single for Strawberry. Nothing Frazier could have done here. That is a nice play by Todd Frazier. Again, the Braves with a heavy shift against Strawberry. So now that'll bring up Howard Johnson. Johnson 1 for 3. Fastball misses down and in. Johnson had the RBI single off of John Smoltz, literally, his last time up. That time tied the ball game at 2 apiece. Set up Yoenis Cespedes' 3-run home. Fly ball to right. Acuna is underneath it, puts it away. And the side is retired, but the Mets pick up another on the Beltran homer. We'll head to the top of the 8th here at Shea, 6-2 New York. That's a great looking game. It really is. Some of those images and stuff like that just look really, really cool. So here's Acuna. Acuna 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Koosman at 103 pitches will start the top of the 8th. And Acuna hits this one well out to right. Strawberry tracking back, still going, makes the grab on the warning track. So Acuna gives it a ride, but Darrell tracks it down for out number 1.
Now batting, number 43.
Here's Rico Carty. Carty 1 for 3. He had the RBI double in the first. Again, Carty drove in 5 runs in the Braves win yesterday. That win snapped a 5-game losing streak for Atlanta. Fastball misses inside. 50,407 on hand here at Shea. Playoff push baseball between these NL East rivals. Slider misses away. It's 2-0. Wheeler and Jay So both backed up throwing in the Mets bullpen. Fastball in for a called strike. Fastball outside, 3-1. Wally Berger waits on deck for Atlanta. Out-of-town scoreboard, Angels lead the Orioles 3-1 in Baltimore. That game is in the 8th. Kendrys Morales, his 16th home run of the season. For the Angels, first shot and an RBI for Baltimore. Red Sox thwarting the Yankees' plans to clinch the AL East. Red Sox all over them there. 6-0. Mookie Betts has hit his 19th home run of the season. White Sox over the Rays, 5-4 in the 8th down in Tampa. Alexei Ramirez has hit his 6th home run for the White Sox. Randy Wynn, his 13th for the Rays. Indians over the Royals, 7-4 in Kansas City. The Indians will miss the postseason for the first time this year. Manny Ramirez, a pair of home runs in that one for the Indians. Darrell Porter has gone deep for Kansas City. The A's 2-0 over the Rangers in the 2nd. Rick Monday, a 2-run home run for Oakland in that one. Astros and Mariners, nice play there by Hojo, reaching over the railing. Astros and Mariners, Oswalt and Honeycutt will go at it later in Seattle. Marlins lead the Phillies 6-4 in the 8th in Miami. Cal Raleigh, his 18th home run of the year for the Marlins. Padres and Brewers scoreless in the 5th in Milwaukee. Roberts and McDonald, the pitching matchup there. Pirates have come back to take the lead on the Reds 4-2 in the 8th. Ken Griffey Sr. has homered for Cincinnati in that one, but the Pirates lead it, trying to keep pace with the Cubs, who lead the Expos 2-1 in Montreal. Bill Lang, his 18th home run of the season for the Cubbies. Blue Jays over the Cardinals, 1-0 in the 5th in St. Louis. Vlad Guerrero Jr., his 16th home run of the year for the Jays. That NL Central race continues to stay tightly packed. Giants and Rockies later on, Marquard and Chacin in Colorado. Diamondbacks and Dodgers both in the thick of that wild card hunt. That's a big game. Gus Wang and Clayton Kershaw going at it out in Los Angeles. Fly ball here to right. Strawberry makes the grab. 8 strong innings for Jerry Koosman for the Mets. We head to the bottom of the 8th. 6-2 New York. Cespedes, Alfonso, and Alonso 2 up for New York. So Yoenis Cespedes 3 for 3 on the day.
The left fielder.
A single, a double, and a 3-run homer. And I do not think Sean Newcomb is staying in with 3 righties. Newcomb did his job out of the last inning. We're going to take Newcomb out. Again, Jarvis has not been very good. Braves bullpen actually hasn't been great. All those guys are up over 4, except for Kimbrel. Lightberg, who's a tick below 4. So the Braves bullpen has actually kind of been a weak spot for them. So Lightenberg will come in here. 5-4, a 3.94 earned run average in 63 appearances. Lightenberg has done some heavy lifting out of that Atlanta bullpen this season. One of their go-to arms. He has been solid, if unspectacular. Here's Cespedes. Cespedes 3 for 3. See there that American League playoff picture? Red Sox 2.5 game lead over the Twins in the wild card. And Cespedes swings and misses, loses his bat. Goes flying towards the seats. Hopefully no carnage on the back end of that. Carnage here, though. Cespedes crushes another one in that gap in left center. It's off the top of the wall. Murphy plays it perfectly, but Cespedes, his second double of the game, he's a perfect 4 for 4. His 24th double of the season. Excuse me, and Yoenis Cespedes having a day here in New York. Did not miss his second home run of the game by much. That pitch is down in the zone, and Cespedes goes down and gets it. Here's Alfonso. He's 1 for 3.
Number 13, second baseman, Edgardo.
Slider misses down and away. Fastball in for a called strike. Taylor and Jarvis. Jarvis still throwing. Taylor has gone out there to join him. And lots of divisional matchups over these final 2 weeks. Shot back to the mound. Alfonso hits it off Lightenberg. Throws to first. He still gets him. Good job by Lightenberg to stay with that. But Alfonso hit that one hard. We'll see if Lightenberg is all right.
The first baseman, Pete Alonso.
Goes back onto the hill. Cespedes moves over to third. Lightenberg seems to indicate that he's fine. Here's Alonso. He's 0 for 3. Fastball misses away. It's 1-0. Splitter there, swung on and missed. 1-1 the count. Slider there, swung on and missed. And the count goes to 1-2. See how the Mets handle the bullpen in a 4-run game. Probably won't need to see Orozco in this one. Koosman's pitch count a bit high. We'll see if Koosman starts the ninth, though. Again, Braves scored 2 runs in the first if you're joining us late. A 30-pitch slog of an inning for Jerry Koosman, but he has been terrific since then. Slider misses down and away. Two-two offer. Alonso gets a piece of the splitter to stay alive. Splitter there is foul. Lightenberg deals. Gets him with the slider. Alonso goes fishing, reels in nothing. And there's 2 away here in the bottom of the 8th.
Now batting, catcher, Joe.
That pitch well out of the zone. Alonso badly fooled. So that'll bring up Ferguson. Ferguson 1 for 2. He had a solo homer that started the Mets scoring early on in this one off Smoltz. Back in the third. Takes a called strike one there. Look at that American League RBI list. Top 5 guys, all Yankees or A's. That is the presumptive ALCS rematch here in year 4. Red Sox, the Tigers, and Twins will have something to say about that. Beware of the Red Sox. The Red Sox are playing very good baseball down the stretch. Ferguson fishes a 1 in the dirt. Crandall throws him out, and the side is retired. So we'll head to the 9th here at Shea. Mets hold a 6-2 lead. Murphy, Horner, and Cuccinello due up for the Bravos as they make their final stand in New York.
Your attention, please.
So Koosman is done. Zach Wheeler will come on in relief. Wheeler has been very good since being called up. 10 appearances, 1 and 2, a 1.69 earned run average for Zach Wheeler. He will face Dale Murphy to start things off in the top of the 9th. Here we'll get to Koosman's final line. That matter. I never did Smoltz's final line. Smoltz's final line: 5 1/3, 6 hits, 5 runs allowed. The 3-run homer from Cespedes, the big blow there. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts for Johnny in that one. Koosman, 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. And Koosman, again, a new, kind of a different pitcher since coming back up here with the September 1st recall. Again, Koosman, a miserable start to the year, was sent down in the minors. The Mets pitched well enough. Their rotation hasn't been their problem. The bullpen has been the Mets' problem all year. But Koosman just kind of had a bye this time, but he got inserted back into the rotation for Al Leiter since being recalled, and he has looked like the Koosman we were accustomed to seeing over the first 3 years of the FSBL since. And for his 4th win here in September. Murphy grounds out, 1 away. Here is Bob Horner. Horner is 2 for 3. Wheeler delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. Skip Lockwood has started to throw out in the Mets bullpen, and Jay So, who has seemingly been throwing off and on for 3 innings out there in the Mets bullpen. Fastball up and in. 1-1 to count. Again, next broadcast on the channel, we will go to the AL Central. Tigers and Twins. A game separating them in that AL Central division, as the Twins have mounted a big comeback to try to chase down Detroit, who have been on top of that division pretty much since the jump, behind a sensational pitching staff here in year 4. Tigers lead that division by a game. Horner fooled badly on that one. Throw down to first. Down he goes, 2 away.
Number 15.
So here's Cuccinello. Cuccinello 1 for 3. And an RBI single earlier. Braves down to their final out. Third ball is in for a called strike. Looped out to center. Going out on it is Alfonso. He'll get there, puts it away, and the ball game is over. And the Mets have taken 2 of 3 from Atlanta as the Mets keep their playoff hopes alive, keep their hold on that second wild card spot. Good job by the Mets here. Terrific work from Jerry Koosman, shaking off a rough first inning to deliver a gem for New York. He improves to 6-6. Smoltz falls to 9-10 on the year. Again, Smoltz, this is just what Smoltz has been this year. He's been solid. You know, he kind of got a bit of bad luck. That comebacker from Hojo, I'm inclined to think that's probably a double play ball. I actually want to see that replay. We'll be able to bring that up post-game. Just something I admittedly don't do enough. But I want to see, because I think that play is probably a double play ball if that ball doesn't hit. Let's go to the replay ball. Let's see. Johnson. Replay. Johnson. There we go. That's all right. So this is the play that we're gonna look for here. This ends up being a huge play in the game. They're playing him largely straight up here. Well, Simmons hadn't really broken yet. That actually probably does get through. Yeah, that probably would have gotten through if it hadn't hit off Smoltz. That would have been a single in the center, so kind of a no harm, no foul there. Because I was expecting, with Strawberry on first and Johnson being pull heavy, I was expecting that Simmons was probably playing a bit more towards the bag there. Between those two things, with Strawberry who can run a bit, and with the pull heavy Johnson. You know, the game does do shading and shifting and stuff like that appropriately, but they weren't doing it there. That's probably possibly protecting against double play. But regardless, that ended up being a huge play in the game. Cespedes followed it up with the 3-run homer in a 4-run sixth, and the Mets come out of it with a 6-2 win. Koosman the win, 8 innings, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, 2 runs allowed. Smoltz takes a loss, 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 Ks, 2 walks, 5 runs allowed. The 3-run homer from Yoenis Cespedes. Perfect, 4 for 4 on the day. The big blow in this one. So the Braves still hold that top wild card spot. The Mets cut the deficit to 2.5 for that spot, but most importantly for New York, they keep their hold on the second wild card spot with the D-backs, Dodgers, Pirates, seemingly half the NL Central, nipping at their heels for that, which should be a fun final couple weeks of the season. Greatly appreciate you all tuning in. Bang that like button if you haven't as of yet. Subscribe if you haven't as of yet. And most importantly, be good to each other. And we'll talk soon. The Mets take 2 of 3 from the Braves in Flushing.